Let's start with a question most women don't really ask out loud. Why does a man actually love going down there? Why does he want to explore that part of you like it's some hidden treasure he's been waiting his whole life to find? Most women assume it's purely physical, that it's just about pleasure, about his fantasy. But the truth is far deeper than that. When a man truly adores a woman, when he's emotionally drawn to her energy, it's not just a physical act. It's an act of surrender, of fascination, of admiration. An understanding that changes everything about how you see it. See, a man doesn't do that just to impress you. He does it because in that moment, he's worshipping something he can't fully explain. He's mesmerized by your reactions, the way your body moves, the sound of your breath, the soft tension in your voice. To him, that moment isn't just pleasure, it's communication. It's his way of saying, I want to make you feel seen, wanted, and safe enough to let go. Here's what most women miss when a man genuinely enjoys that act. It's not just lust, it's curiosity mixed with devotion. He's fascinated by how your body responds to his touch, how your energy shifts when you let your guard down. It's his way of feeling powerful and connected. It's one of the few times where he's completely focused on you, not himself. He's not chasing his satisfaction, he's chasing yours. And that brings us to K-note why when she. For most men, giving pleasure is power. It's not the same kind of power we usually talk about. Not control, not dominance, not ego. It's emotional power. It's the power of knowing he can affect you, that he can make you feel something no one else can. That's intoxicating for a man. It feeds something deep inside him, the desire to be the one who unlocks your softness. But here's the thing, that power only works when you let it. When a woman is tense, self-conscious, or emotionally guarded, he feels it. He senses when you're not fully letting go. And it changes everything, because for him, this isn't just about the body. It's about the energy between you. A man feels most confident when he feels your trust, when he feels you melt, breathe, and receive without overthinking. That's what turns it from an act into an experience. Keynote Palin Tuai men love the emotional surrender more than the physical reaction. Your body responding is one thing. But when your energy responds, when you start to enjoy, to trust, to invite, that's when he truly feels connected. He feels like you've let him in, not just physically, but emotionally. And men don't get that feeling often. They're not used to being trusted like that. So when they are, it's unforgettable. Now, I know some women struggle with this. You might think, what if I'm not confident about my body? What if he doesn't like how I look, how I smell, how I tasty? And that's where you need to understand the male mind. When a man is really into you, all those things you're worried about are exactly what make it real for him. He doesn't want perfection. He wants you, the real you, the unfiltered, unpolished, completely present version. That's what drives him wild. When he's down there, he's not judging. He's lost in the moment, lost in the experience, lost in you. And it's often the first time he feels like he can be soft and strong at the same time. Because for men, there are very few places in life where they can feel that balance, giving and receiving energy at once. Keynote way 3, it's not just about your pleasure, it's about his emotional escape. Men spend most of their lives in control, at work, in decisions, in everything. But in intimacy, when he's focused entirely on you, it's a break from that pressure. He's no longer the one who has to perform or lead. In that moment, he gets to lose control in the best possible way. He gets to feel like he's giving something real, something that makes him matter beyond his words or actions. That's why a man who loves doing that isn't just kinky or into it. He's emotionally attuned. He wants to connect in a way that words can express. He wants to see you unfold, to feel your reactions, to know that he's the one creating them. And if you ever want to make him love that experience even more, it's not about technique, it's about presence. The sounds you make, the way you touch his hair, the way you breathe, those little things tell him, I feel safe with you. And for a man, that's everything. You see, most men never say it out loud, but what they crave most in intimacy isn't your body. It's your response, your genuine, unfiltered reaction. It's that moment where you stop performing and just feel. That's when he falls harder. That's when he starts seeing you as someone he can't get out of his head, because you didn't just let him touch your body, you let him touch your vulnerability. Here's what women need to understand. Men are wired to want to please, but not in the shallow way most people think. When a man really connects with a woman, when he feels drawn to her energy, her scent, her softness, her rhythm, That desire to go down there isn't just about stimulation, it's about validation. It's his unspoken way of saying, I want to know every inch of who you are. It's him wanting to learn you, to study your responses like music, to find out which notes make you shiver, which ones make you melt, and which ones make you lose yourself completely. Most men won't ever admit this out loud, but when he's in that moment, he's more emotionally naked than he's ever been. He's not just doing something to you, he's revealing himself too. His patience, his tenderness, his curiosity, his confidence, they all come out in that act. You can tell everything about a man's emotional intelligence by how he behaves when he's that close to you. Is he listening? Is he paying attention? Is he trying to make you feel good or trying to prove he can? Because those are two very different energies. Keynote wait for a man who loves to please you this way is revealing his emotional intelligence, not his skill. Anyone can learn techniques. Anyone can watch videos or read about what to do. But what makes a man magnetic in those moments isn't what he does, it's how he does it. Does he slow down when you need more time? Does he sense when you're lost in your head and use his presence to bring you back? Does he check in with your energy without saying a word? That's emotional intelligence, and it's rare. The men who truly love doing that don't see it as a duty or a challenge. They see it as art. They get addicted to reading your reactions, decoding your body language, sensing their rhythm with yours. They're not doing it for applause. They're doing it because they love the way it makes you lose composure. That loss of control, the trembling breath, the quiet side, the unguarded softness, that's what fuels his desire to keep going. It's not about finishing something. It's about continuing to explore. And here's the secret: when a man feels trusted enough to go there emotionally, his attraction multiplies. He starts associating you not just with physical pleasure, but with emotional release. You become the woman who made him feel something deeper, something beyond lust. That's the moment he stops comparing, stops searching, and starts cherishing. See, most men rarely get to feel emotionally free with women. They're told to perform, to lead, to know what to do. But when a woman allows herself to receive with openness, with curiosity, with warmth, she gives him something he doesn't get anywhere else: permission to slow down, to feel, to give without needing to take. And when a man experiences that, he doesn't forget it. Let's get honest for a second. Some women struggle to relax in those moments. They worry about how they look or what their partner is thinking or if they're doing it right. But the truth is, confidence doesn't come from how you look. It comes from how present you are. When you stop trying to control the experience and start feeling it, everything changes. You start moving differently. You start breathing differently. Your energy becomes magnetic. That's where Keynote 85 comes in. The sexiest thing a woman can do in that moment is to receive without apology. Most people think men want performance, the moans, the dramatics, the wild moves. But what really drives a man crazy is authenticity. When he feels you're not doing anything for him, you're just lost in the pleasure he's creating. That's when his ego disappears and his connection grows. He doesn't feel like he's doing something to you. He feels like he's sharing something with you. Receiving is powerful. It tells a man, I trust you enough to let go. And when you do that, he feels more masculine, more capable, more connected. That's what every man secretly craves: not control, not dominance, but impact. He wants to know that what he does affects you. He wants to feel that his presence matters. And when he sees your body respond to him, when he hears your breath change, when he feels you let him in emotionally, that's when he falls. That's when it stops being about the act and starts being about the bond. Let me tell you something that'll surprise you. When a man goes down there, what he's thinking about isn't always what you imagine. Sure, there's desire, that primal, raw part of him that's intoxicated by your scent and your taste. But layered underneath that is something softer: admiration. He's seeing you in your most vulnerable, unfiltered form. There's no makeup, no posing, no mask, just you. And for a man who's emotionally tuned in, that's the most beautiful view in the world. That's why after those moments, he often feels more protective of you, more drawn, more emotionally anchored, because he didn't just touch your body, he experienced you. He got to see the real, unedited you that the world doesn't get to see. And men, even the strongest ones, crave that sense of intimacy. So if you've ever wondered, does he really enjoy it, or is he just doing it because he feels like he has to? The answer lies in how he treats you before and after. The man who's emotionally invested won't make it transactional. He'll take his time. He'll look at you afterward like you just told him a secret. Because in a way, you told him through your body, I trust you enough to be seen. That's what this is all about. Not just pleasure, but presence. Not just chemistry, but connection. Here's a thought next time it happens. Don't overthink. Don't worry about whether you're supposed to respond in a certain way. Instead, feel. Let yourself be the song he's learning to play. Let him get lost in you. Because men, real men, don't fall in love with perfection. They fall in love with reaction, with that raw feminine energy that comes out when you stop performing and start surrendering. It's funny. The very thing most women are shy about is often what men find most beautiful. The little imperfections, the quirks, the way you breathe differently when you're nervous or excited. That's what makes it real. That's what makes it you. And that's what keeps him coming back, craving that same connection over and over again. Now let's take it deeper. You might think men are obsessed with that act because of fantasy, but what most people don't see is that it's also a test, not in a bad way, but in a revealing one. How a woman responds to being adored down there tells a man a lot about her relationship with intimacy. If she stiffens up, avoids eye contact, or laughs it off, he senses she's protecting herself. But if she leans in, breathes, and lets herself be vulnerable, he feels her trust. And that's what pulls him in even more. Because men, just like women, want safety too. They may not say it, but they crave it. Emotional safety, energy that feels soft, kind, open. When you create that space through your own surrender, you invite him to drop his guard too. That's when he opens up. That's when he feels something he can't explain. That's when physical intimacy becomes emotional intimacy. And here's what happens after. When he feels that depth, when he sees how open you are with him, he starts to mirror that in other parts of the relationship. He becomes more affectionate, more communicative, more emotionally expressive. Because that moment reminded him of something powerful. When she feels safe, I feel free. So remember, ladies, the real magic isn't in what he's doing. It's in what you're allowing. You are the conductor of that experience. You control the tempo without saying a word. The way you move, the way you breathe, the way you receive, that's what guides him. And when he feels that he doesn't just love the act, he falls in love with the energy. Because the truth is, for a man who's emotionally connected, going down there isn't about lust at all. It's about devotion. It's his way of saying, I adore every part of you. I want to know you in a way no one else has. And that, more than anything, is what makes it unforgettable. When a man feels that kind of trust from a woman, it changes something inside him. He starts to see her not only as someone he desires, but as someone who awakens a different kind of energy in him. He begins to associate her with calm confidence, the kind that makes him breathe slower, speak softer, hold her longer. That's what true feminine magnetism does. It doesn't chase, it draws in. It's not loud, it's inviting. It's the quiet assurance that says, you don't have to try so hard. I already see you. You know that look he gives you when you surprise him with your confidence, when you hold eye contact a little longer, when you smile because you know what you bring to the moment. That's the instant he feels the pull. He's not reacting to a move you made. He's reacting to the energy behind it. You've reminded him of what attraction really is, connection mixed with curiosity. Here's the truth most people miss. Attraction isn't built by appearance, it's built by presence. You can be in sweats, hair messy, no makeup, but if your energy is relaxed and self-assured, you become magnetic. Because men fall for women who are at peace with themselves, the ones who aren't performing, but simply being. When you carry yourself with that quiet confidence, you make him want to step closer to match your calm, to earn that softness. The most irresistible women don't chase validation, they inspire it. They're the ones who smile like they know something the world doesn't. They move with intention. They speak with warmth. They know how to slow things down instead of rushing the moment, because they understand that attraction grows in space, not speed. The more comfortable you are in your own rhythm, the more a man will want to tune into it. Confidence is not pretending you have no insecurities. It's being comfortable enough to show them without apology. That kind of honesty is intoxicating. It tells him, I'm real. And when you're real, you make him real too. You remind him that connection isn't about perfection. It's about authenticity. And that's what keeps a man coming back. Not fantasy, but the feeling he can only get with you. The way you look at him like you see through his defenses. the way you listen, the way your energy shifts when you're fully present. Those moments build something he can't replace with anyone else. You might not realize it, but every small thing you do, the way you tilt your head, the tone of your laugh, the calm in your breathing, tells him a story. It tells him you're a woman who knows her worth, and worth is the most attractive thing on earth. So here's what I want you to take away. Attraction is not a trick. It's not a list of techniques. It's emotional honesty combined with self-respect. When you learn to enjoy who you are, to slow down, to let connection unfold naturally, you become unforgettable, because real intimacy, the kind that lasts, isn't built on performance. It's built on presence, on laughter, on shared moments of silence that feel comfortable instead of awkward. When you bring that kind of energy into a relationship, you don't need to chase passion, you create it. And when you do, he'll think about you long after the night ends, not because of what happened, but because of how you made him feel. Seen, accepted, inspired. That's what every man remembers. So take a breath, let go of overthinking, step into your own rhythm again. The right man will always be drawn to the woman who owns her space, who leads with warmth, who listens with intent, who radiates calm confidence instead of trying to prove anything. Because in the end, attraction isn't about having more, it's about being more present. When you bring that energy into every part of your life, your conversations, your laughter, your goals, you don't just attract love, you attract alignment. And that's the secret. The women who are most desired aren't the ones chasing approval. They're the ones who embody peace, playfulness, and purpose. They remind men what real connection feels like. So keep that light in you alive. Speak softly but with conviction. Move slowly but with intention. And never underestimate how powerful your presence can be. When you show up as the most authentic version of yourself, you become the experience he can't forget. That's what real confidence looks like. That's what real intimacy feels like. And that's what makes love, the deep, lasting kind, inevitable. When you understand this kind of connection, something beautiful starts to happen. You stop measuring attraction by how much attention you get, and you start measuring it by how calm, confident, and alive you feel around someone. You start realizing that your presence itself can change the entire energy of a room, that your laughter can reset his mood, your kindness can soften his guard, and your silence can speak louder than any words. That's the power of emotional awareness. It's what separates momentary chemistry from lasting attraction. It's what turns a simple spark into something that stays in his mind long after you've left. Because the truth is, what men remember most is not what you did. It's how you made them feel. And you don't have to perform to create that feeling. You just have to be authentic. Be playful when it feels right. Be quiet when you need peace. Be confident in your boundaries. That's how a man begins to crave your energy, not out of obsession, but out of admiration. He feels safe enough to open up, challenged enough to keep growing, and inspired enough to show up better every time he's with you. So take this as your reminder. The most magnetic version of you is not the one who tries to please everyone. It's the one who stands tall in her truth, even when it's quiet. The woman who knows her worth doesn't beg for connection. She attracts it effortlessly. She's not chasing, she's choosing. She's not waiting to be loved. She's already living as love itself. When you bring that kind of energy into any relationship, you become unforgettable. Not because you're trying to be, but because authenticity has that effect. People remember peace, they remember warmth, they remember the person who made them feel understood. And that's where everything changes. That's when attraction becomes attachment, not in a needy way, but in a soulful, lasting way. That's when a man starts thinking, I don't just want her, I respect her. I feel better around her. I can't replace that. So the next step is learning why that happens. What makes a man form that deep emotional bond that keeps him thinking of you when he's alone, that keeps him coming back not just out of desire, but out of connection. That's what we'll talk about next. How to make him emotionally addicted to you. Because once you understand the psychology behind it, the way men fall in love with presence, trust, and emotional safety, you'll never have to chase love again. You'll simply become the kind of woman love can't stay away from.